Okay guys, we're at another mini meet for the day, and we are going to try something totally different. We are testing two larger men against a smart car in a tug of war.
Are we ready? I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. One, two, three.
What you guys need to do is take the other shackle, hook the other shackle up to it, and give yourself a wide.
Why not? I wonder how many people it take to actually hold it back.
I'm gonna guess 3 or 4.
3 or 4? Because are you double looping it?
I'm saying to them, I got them 2 shackles. They just need to get, because they both need 2-handed grip, right?
What if they both just like were in the loop and then just kind of lean back a bit?
Well, I know this would be better. It's gonna give Greg an advantage though, because it's further. It's closer, but now they can get a third guy in really easy. Or a 4th.
We're doing 3? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, go!
Is that everything? Okay, 4th. Stoodley, get in there. Let's see if we can totally stall this thing out.
Damn, smart car is gonna have nothing left by the end of it.
So 4 human
people.
power
Okay.
versus 1 smart car power.
1, 2, 3. Oh! If it wasn't wet, it can be nice for us. 4 back down. That's serious pork.
But I just like how long it takes for it to actually start trying to
You
pull.
can hear the turbo. You can hear the turbo spooling, and it sounded like it's struggling a bit.
I can smell the diesel.
Okay, victory.
Chewy, do it in reverse. Actually, don't. It's really bad on your transmission.
Oh man, still win. I still love the red tint though.
Yeah, the red tint's neat. So, yes. The answer has been answered, or the question has been answered. Can a smart car out-tow 2 large men? Yes. 3 large men? Yes. 4 large men? Yes. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments below if you want to see a rematch and we can rig up an actual like setup that they can get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys. How many people would it take to stop a smart car from progressing forward?
If it's more than 4.
Hey guys, well we're back working on rexus, a little more prep work for our upcoming wheeling trips. Yesterday on our test drive for the transmission and basically just its overall drive line, everything went smooth minus one thing. I found I had no brake lights. So that could mean one of 2 things. So we hopped underneath, and where the brake switch is, I found a loose wire. This is why it's important you know your electrical wiring diagrams and how to use them. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. This is my cruise control circuit, and you're thinking, oh well Joe, why do you need that? Well, I needed to figure out that my torque converter was unlocking. The wire that's actually off right now is this red or green yellow or green orange. Yeah, green orange, GO. And so that comes and that actually feeds the power to the brake lights. And then when this switch closes, this brake switch, and I'll have this brake switch out, when this closes, when this latches, the gate latches, it sends power to the brake lights. Basically saying, hey, I have a stop signal. Also tells the ECU, the cruise control ECU, that it's stopping. There's also another neat feature of this for those doing LS swaps, is this is a double pull, double throw system. So what's really neat about it is normally they're both normally closed or normally open. One is normally open, the other is normally closed. So on an LS swap, and most swaps in general for an automatic, your torque converter needs a signal input that pulls the power. You want 12 volts constantly, 24 volt if you're running a 20 volt system. But this 12 volt needs to be pulled. So that's what this switch does. So we're actually gonna simplify this. I don't use the cruise control actuator anyway. We're gonna pull this wire right off, wire it direct. We're gonna actually test that it does break the circuit today, and that'll tell me if that switch is working. So I'm gonna work on getting this brake switch out and the wire is disconnected so I can fix up my brake lights. Oh, this is the famous Toyota Land Cruiser brake switch that even I actually think most LS guys should look into. So like you see, 4 terminals. The 2 big terminals are torque converter. There are normally close contacts, and the 2 small ones are our brake light contacts. So they're normally closed on the top, normally open on the bottom. And I get something to hold the switch here, and I'll show you how it works and then go from there. Just hold that there. So we're just going to check the multimeter, that the multimeter is functioning, everything is happy, 0.2 ohms. So then you're going to see on the bottom here, there's no contact. So I'm actually going to do a quick check on all the other terminals, nothing. Then you push the switch closed, and you'll see good circuit. So same thing, now you're going to see that this nice closed contact, push it in, and that's how that works, guys. Pretty simple circuit. Basically, as this gets released, it's going to change the contact. Normally the pedal's sitting on it until you push on it. It's actually, that will work great. I'm going to test the actual output on the purple wire contact for my 4L80, just to make sure that there is 12 volts only when the brakes are applied. And then that is going to ensure that my torque converter is unlocking when I am pressing it. Yesterday was probably the first time it did it that I can recall, because I wasn't stalling at every intersection. I know I probably should have fixed that a while ago, but honestly attributed it to the tune, and it might not have been the tune. Hey guys, well, a little bit of took me a little longer than I wanted to kind of solve this, but I forgot I took my cruise control ECU out of the system. So what I did is I actually took this red wire, the number 3, and then I spliced it with the number 2. So that gives me a constant 12 volts unless the brakes are applied. Then it interrupts that voltage, and so then it's the opposite of the brakes, and that's exactly what needs to happen. I'm gonna probably end up labeling this video about solving my torque converter unlock when I'm going. And what that's going to actually do, guys, is I'm going to label this for LS swaps. And this switch, I'm going to put the part number in the description below. Might be on the screen right now. And you need the pigtail. So it's for a from 1990 to 1997 Toyota Land Cruiser, and 94 to 97 LX450. Again, so you don't need to run no fancy relay. It should work like any other brake switch. You'll have to wire your own brake switch wire in, but everything's there. So like I said, I stole the power coming in, so the stoplight signal fuse is powering this as well. That's fine. Worst case scenario, bump it up to a 15 amp so I have a bit more. It's a 10 amp already. It should be plenty. And then from there, I take and I then interrupt, so then the torque converter unlock every time I hit the brakes, which is what I want. I'm actually curious if I've ever had that interrupt switch. So I'm wondering if my torque converter has actually been locking up. So is this going to change my drivability? So hopefully it does. Maybe it's tuned out, maybe it's not, maybe it doesn't change a thing. We're going to find out here shortly. Got a little bit of rewire to work. Soldered everything so far except for one wire, because I had to troubleshoot that one wire that it would interrupt when the brakes were switched, and it does. But anyways, I'm going to get to it and we're going to go for a test drive.